Hi, I'm Shanika Center, and I'm the Virtual Content Specialist for Middle School Science for Multilingual Learners and English Language Learners. Today's video is going to be on conducting research using Google. This video is going to help you complete the research that you are asked to do in Unit 4, Day 16, in your independent work. In this lesson, you're going to research what environmental factors might also contribute to the growth of the toxic algae blooms that you've been learning about for the past few weeks. To get started, we're going to review some tips for researching. The first thing you want to do when you're researching is determine your question. You may be given an extremely broad or general prompt. You can't just Google that prompt. You're going to have results that don't pertain or don't relate to the information that you want to know. You want to make sure that your question is specific to the content that you're looking for. Extra or auxiliary words are not really necessary in your question. You want your question to be straight to the point and clear. Once you've determined your question, you're going to Google your question. Then you're going to look for good resources. Anyone who's used Google before knows that Google will give you millions and millions of results for any search that you make. But we want to make sure that we're looking for good resources. And what do I mean by good resources? We want to look for news articles, .gov websites, or .edu websites, especially when we're doing research for school. If you go to any .com website, you may be getting false or fake information. The information that you find on news, .gov, and .edu websites have a higher chance of being reputable or truthful, evidence-based information. Once you find the article, you're going to read it carefully and closely. You want to make sure that you're finding the answer to your question and evidence to help support your answer. Once you find your answer, you're going to write the answer in your own words. This is an extremely important step that many students forget to do. You want to make sure that you're writing the answer in your own words, because that will prevent you from plagiarizing someone else's work. Plagiarizing is just another word for copying. This was the prompt given to you in your lesson. Do some research on what other environmental factors might also be affecting the growth of toxic algae. If we were to just Google this prompt, we would not get results that would be helpful. What we need to do is turn this prompt into a specific question. Fortunately, this prompt has a question within it. So, what other environmental factors might also be affecting the growth of toxic algae? This is a really good starting place for us to create our question. The main ideas from this question are environmental factors affecting the growth of the toxic algae. These main points, we're going to use these main points in our question. So, what environmental factors affect the growth of toxic algae? Using the main points from this prompt, we were able to create a strong research question. Now that we have this research question, we're going to go to step 2, Google the question. So I'm going to copy this question and then paste it into Google. Okay, so as you can see, there are tons of results here. Going back to our tips, we want to look for good resources, and we've defined good as news articles, .gov websites, or .edu websites. So let's see if we can find any. Oh, so this first one here is perfect. Harmful algae blooms, and this is a .gov website. This website is a United States government website. This is a really great resource that you can use to help answer your question. As we read, we're looking for environmental factors. Oh, right here. Toxic production can be stimulated by environmental factors such as light, temperature, and nutrient levels. When you do your own research, you can continue to look through these articles to see if you can find more detailed information. But for the sake of this video, we are going to use this first part of an answer that we found together. Okay, so number 5, we found the answer to our question, and now we're going to summarize this answer. You can create a chart like this that helps you organize the answers you found online and your resources. It's always really good to keep your resources in case you need to create a works cited page or create references. So now that we have our answer, we're going to summarize. So in these algae, toxic production can be stimulated by environmental factors such as light, temperature, and nutrient levels. So this part here at the end are our environmental factors that we're looking for. In my own words, this piece of text is saying that toxic algae blooms are stimulated or caused by light, temperature, and nutrient levels. This is an okay answer, but there's so much more information that we're still missing, like what type of light, what temperatures, how much nutrients, and which kinds of nutrients. So independently, you're going to perform this research the same exact way that we did, except you can skip this part about creating the question because we already created it. So type this question into Google and see what answers you can find to help strengthen the answer that we came up together. When you are finished, you're going to write your answer on this slide.